All right, your boy Austin Matthews, man. Austin Matthews became just the second player in the last 105 years to open an NHL season with back-to-back hat tricks. Give the Leafs a 2-0 start out of the gate. The only other guy to do it was Ovi, so I guess you could say twice in the last 6 years as well.
There you go. I talked about the greatest goal scorers, and Ovi got to 300. It took him 9 less games than what it took Austin Matthews.
I can't believe that.
9 less games here. We're talking about a generational talent, folks, and there's these dummies online that were talking about him getting overpaid with that deal he just got. Smoke another one. Get your hand out of RA's treat bag, for fuck's sakes, if you think that's an overpayment.
Yeah, be careful if you dip in there anyways. One other note, how about this assist, hat trick? The 9th of his career, he's already 5th all-time on the Leafs list. The first Leafs to go back-to-back since Wendell Clark back in 94. It's a long time for back-to-back.
Wendell Clark also beat the shit out of like 3 people in those 2 games, I'm sure, too.
Listen, I think people forget. I took him 12 games last year to get to 6 goals. He's already got 15% of last year's total in the first 2 games of the season. He came in last year with that hand-wrist injury, and that's what was holding him back. This is a guy who can easily score 70 goals in the National Hockey League.
If he stays healthy, I think he's got 70.
I think getting 70 to 75 goals in today's NHL is just as impressive as when Wayne was playing and he got 92. The way that the defense overall and the goaltenders evolved, 75 goals in today's NHL would be fucking banana lands. And I can see this guy getting close to it. And another thing too, game 3, this podcast comes out after they play the Blackhawks. Another team he could very likely have a hat trick.
I know.
So he could have 9 goals by the time this fucking podcast rolls out. But overall, as far as the Leafs' performance, little shaky against Montreal, but a gutsy win. Austin Matthews scores those 2 goals to send it to OT. Was hoping he was going to get the shootout winner, but overall, a great start. They got all their guns blazing. Marner looks awesome. Nylander looks like I'm ready to hand over 11 sheets a year to him because he's a fucking beast now.
That goal he scored the other night. Who'd he embarrass? I think it was maybe Goligoski and another guy. It was sick. And then he just waits it out. Yeah, that's going to be what he's done. Like, obviously it's 2 games, but then last year, like, you can't lose him. You got to pay him, figure it out, whatever you have to do. He's that good.
You got to keep this core together. You got to believe in him. You got to do exactly like they did in Washington. They kept trying to run it over and over, and finally they ended up adjusting and figuring out a way to win.
So, I'm a big fan of falls. Like a good fall in an NHL game. Yeah. So funny. The TJ Brody with could be one of the best of the year. Just at the blue line when Jake Evans goes down, makes it 1-0. Just an all-time classic fall. And whenever I get a good one, or Rob Scuderi, he sends me the good ones. I send him the good ones. And I sent him that one. I go, oh, look at this. And he goes, they always score. And it's true. Like, as a D-man, if you have a horrible fall that gives a guy a breakaway, every single time you're like, please, please, please. Oh, fuck. So it was a classic kind of
Others used to make sure they all ended up in the video session, but at the end, the worst is when you're a D-man and you're pedaling back and then you dig your heels into the ice and you fall back and then your stick ends up going into the crowd and
it
just
yard sale
launches into the meshing and gets stuck up there. But I got a bone to pick with the fans.
What is going on? The other night he scored the 3rd. I was like, is this like a replay with no volume?
Bud,
what is going on, dude?
There might have been 5 hats on the ice.
Ugh. I'm not even like the hats, but the noise. Like, are they cheering?
I think they got to ban cocaine in the lower bowl and start giving them psychedelics or something that'll get them a little bit of energy.
Like
RA, you're the drug guy.
I feel like they need cocaine.
No, I feel like maybe they're doing too much and they're just getting stuck in their seats and they're overthinking it. It's just like, just fucking cheer and throw your fucking hat on the ice. The guy just got a back-to-back hat trick and pulled them out of a 2-goal deficit in the dying fucking minute. And it was even before that it started when they're doing the player introductions.
Yes,
Mitchie Marner's coming out, fucking guy who's 100-point guy for you, plays on the defensive side of the puck. It's a year where this core group, like you're going into their years now where they could potentially win a Stanley Cup. I don't even think the people stood out of their goddamn seats. They put their claps together.
It's a tough atmosphere barn.
It's the yacht club.
It's nuts. And you've said it for a while now, but watching the other night, I mean, beginning of the year and just silence. The silence is deafening.
I think what they need to do is they need to swap out the upper bowl and the lower bowl for one game and see how it plays out. Get the hardcores who can only afford the upper bowl seats to get down below, and then send all these fucking suits up top to go do the fucking coke off the ugly granite in the upper deck.